artistic maps of the world from this beautiful book. So we have now entered the continent of Asia, and our first country here is the mysterious Mongolia, a country that is very fascinating to me. I always consider this country a cold and mountainous type region, but don't forget we have the Gobi Desert here. We have the Alti mountain range running from west along the border here to this location here, and very famous for the animals that live there as well. You've seen the eagles of Mongolia. We have the Mongolian gazelle. We have a wild ass. We have a giraffe there, large ears. And we have a new species of bear here, never heard of, the Gobi bear. We have some typical Mongolian attire down here. Strikes me as a agricultural country, so the cattle and the goats. We have another mountain range here, much smaller than the Alti. You see the Kangai mountains. And of course you have the capital, Ulaanbaatar. Some parliamentary buildings are there, and a lovely national park can be found in this location. We have some typical instruments of Mongolia there. Some hunting, so we have archery, and with the eagle there. And maybe they found some nice fossils in Mongolia. I know a lot of you have been waiting for part 2 of this one. And the wide open view of the Mongolian highlands. Let's go back. We have a couple of lakes there. We have another national park here. Okay, and famous for potatoes, barley and wheat. 47, 48, these pages are quite thick. We have the very large country of China here. Possibly the most populous country in the world. So of course the capital is Beijing. The Chinese dragon here. Moon bear, and I didn't know the Chinese had their own alligator. So we have the Chinese alligator there, very interesting. Now, if you do like maps, I do have another YouTube video on the way, which you're going to love. On the east side here, we have Shanghai, of course, Hong Kong, we have the desert here, Taklamakan Desert, and the Gobi Desert from Mongolia into the north of China there. And what else can we find? What else is Chinese or China known for? We have the lantern there, some operatic masks here, some famous Chinese dishes here. We have tofu, we have some dim sum, and wonton up there, delicious. And look at this, we have some here dressed up. Some beautiful Chinese attire there, some lovely tunics. Also we know about the giant panda, probably found in this nature reserve. Not even going to begin to pronounce that. We have the Yellow River there. Famous for their fish as well. So we have the Chinese paddlefish here. Interesting fish there. Obviously known for their rice growing. Ginkgo leaves. Some sunny beaches here. Lovely. Right. Oh, we have Nepal here. What you'll notice about Nepal, of course, is how mountainous this country actually is. So you can see we have our snow-capped mountains, and some of the animals that are home to this area. Of course we have the mugger crocodile, common in India as well, the Indian rhino, the red panda, a couple of cats here. No, there is no Slovakia in this book, unfortunately. Clouded leopard and the Bengal tiger. And what else do we have? We have Dharan there, Patan there, Lumbini here. Look, we have the lowland terrain of the Himalayas there. Just a little bit of greenery. Potato growing over here in the west. Okay. Common plants and grasses. We have corn, bamboo, very beautiful bamboo, and the banana trees there, as well as known for their barley. That must be grown in the lowlands bordering India there. Look at these famous mountains to the north there. What's my next trip country I'd like to visit? Well, I haven't had a holiday in about 4 or 5 years, but I would like to visit Lanzarote again, in the Canaries. Right, it was only a matter of time before we visited India, which SRP is actually half Indian, so a large country. Let's start with the north. Try and keep the microphone in position there. So what do we have in the north? Well, of course, you have your mountain ranges, the Himalayas. National language, Hindi of course. Population is well over 1 billion. My favourite Indian dish is probably either chicken tikka balti or butter chicken with a cheese naan bread. But anyway, back to business. Capital here, New Delhi. I have visited India once. I visited the East as part of work experience with my university. I visited Calcutta over there. And as with any country, I'm always interested in the animals and wildlife, as well as the mugger crocodile, We have the gharial there, with the long thin snout, water buffaloes. In the Bay of Bengal you might find the giant barracuda. Bright whale, never heard of that one. Interesting. Hyderabad to the south, and obviously Gujarat to the west. I believe a famous tourist spot is Goa, somewhere in the western area here. And of course, famous Indian landmarks, the Golden Temple in Punjab. We have the, where is it? Where is the Taj Mahal? There we go, Taj Mahal. The Yamuna here. We very much like our chickpeas. My granddad grows chickpeas in his garden, and they have these beautiful leaves on these stems here. Very beautiful plant. Known for their rice, of course, food, curries, tea, baltis. Got a mountain range here. And Mumbai there. It's okay, I'm looking with you as well. Unfortunately, I can't speak Punjabi very well because my father didn't really teach me. But anyway, my favourite dishes, as I was saying, naan bread. I love a bit of chicken tikka. I have a tandoor here, where they cook the naan bread. And of course, we can't mention India without referring to their love of cricket, of course. So there's the iconic Indian cobra. This is live. Oh, we have Thailand. Now we might have to separate this one into various segments. So we have the thinner south here, and a much wider area in the north. Capital Bangkok. National language Thai. Population just under 70 million. And as with a lot of Asian countries, very mountainous. Do like a little bit of jasmine rice. Thais are very well known for that, as well as coconut production. We have the Gulf of Thailand here, and look, we have the beginnings of saltwater crocodile in this country to the east. And pronouncing some of these cities is going to be a challenge in itself, so we'll ignore that. Yep, I'll allow you to look at the pictures more so in this one. Oh, of course, the invasive species there, the lionfish. So these are sort of apex predators, pretty much untouchable little things due to their poisonous spines. I actually watch a TikToker who goes out in the Caribbean and controls the lionfish population, which is apparently slowly destroying the habitats of the creatures who live there, or the creatures who live in those habitats. Okay, we should have kept this vertical, because here is the beautiful Japan, obviously known for their volcanoes, earthquakes, unfortunately, which has caused a few natural disasters over the years. So between China and Japan we have the Sea of Japan. It's a well-known fishing country, so you'll find some delicious fish here, three of my favourite: cod, tuna and mackerel, known for their seafood. Notice a collection of islands here, so it's not one whole unit of a country. Some more Chinese attire and accessories here, obviously known for their beautiful cherry blossoms. And of course, we know that Godzilla was created in this country. There he is. And of course, karate, a Japanese form of martial arts. Hokkaido up here, so we have the brown bear, interestingly. We have the red fox. Susan National Park there. There is a cherry blossom in bloom. Now you'd assume that maples are a Canadian thing, but look, also common in Japan. And more sea life, oysters, shrimps, jellyfish here. Looking at some of the cities, you have Hiroshima, Osaka, Kobe. There's Mount Fuji, an active volcano, so we must be careful. And of course Tokyo here, which is the capital of Japan. We have the Ryukyu Islands here. Look at these collections of remote islands. You'll find some coral reefs there. More islands here. But you didn't realise Japan was made up of so many islands there. Sort of like Norway and Greece. Okay, we are into, is it the Middle East? We have Jordan. Capital Amman. National language Arabic. Time of production, population 6.5 million. Again, pronouncing some of these cities is going to be tricky. This looks like a very dry, warm country with some interesting and historical architecture there. Some rock formations here. Can't say now too much about Jordan. I've heard of Amman, the capital at least. So yes, dry, warm Syrian desert there. You might find some scorpions. Right. I don't think this book is going to incorporate all 55 countries of Africa. So let's see what it has lent its bias towards. Biggest continent in the world. And if you're in desert, somewhere around there. You have the equator, somewhere there. Northern Africa, Southern Africa, of course. Hello there from South Africa. Here's your country down here, the southernmost point. Don't forget about the Seychelles and Madagascar. Some of the sea life, leatherback turtle, Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish, a manta ray, shaggy angler, Atlantic spotted dolphin at the top there. And I did watch an episode of River Monsters once. One of these African countries, Jeremy Wade caught a Goliath tigerfish, I believe. May have been somewhere in the Congo, off one of the rivers that flow in. You shall have another cooking video in the week. Don't worry about that, it's already recorded. Okay, we'll cover just a few countries in Africa, because I think this book will certainly have 3 parts to it. Capital of Morocco, Rabat. Population, 32 million. Eating mukbang video, I'm not sure about that. Probably not. I did do a little bit of Jaffa cake bar chewing on TikTok yesterday, but I don't think on the YouTube channel that is going to be well received. This is Morocco. Across the sea here you have Spain. Popular tourist destination with the British, of course. You have Casablanca, Marrakesh. Mountain range there. Again, some lovely castles and forts. Morocco there. The striped hyena. The desert monitor. African wildcat here. You see to the west, swordfish. Short-finned pilot whale there. Okay, next country. We have Egypt, home to the pyramids, the River Nile. Great big desert country there, the Sahara. I don't need to say too much about Egypt. I think it is covered in most of our curriculums at school, isn't it? So, some of the creatures. Sandcats. The horned viper there, look at that, the horned viper. The mummies and the sarcophagus there. Of course, you're aware of the Red Sea there. And of course, you have to be very careful of the saltwater crocodiles in the Nile. Cairo, somewhere at the top. Neighbouring Giza. Coming down, you have Alexandria somewhere. You have the Sinai Peninsula there. olive trees which flourish in the hot weather. There's a scarab beetle that you have saw in The Mummy. And there is a Nile crocodile there. Okay, we're going vertical again. This time we have Ghana. Accra is the capital. Many languages spoken here. So what is Ghana known for? Let's have a little look. Look at this river network. It's lovely. Puff adder, knob-billed duck, diamond and gold mining, controversial of course, isn't it? Tamale, Wa to the north, Kumasi down here. So they're cocoa beans of course, which are used to make chocolate. Cacao pods, and the kola nuts there, oil palm here, and coconut palms there. It's a very interesting country. Typical Ghanaian attire there. And look at this, common names for boys and girls, Afi and Quaben. Oh look, the very beautiful African manatee there. Lovely, and of course you have to watch for the elephants, the honey badgers, which are very aggressive, and the hippos, which kill, I believe, more people than crocodiles in this continent. Okay, we have Tanzania now. I assume this is where the African wildlife takes it up a notch or two with the ubiquitous animals that come to mind: giraffes, leopards, zebras, wildebeests, gazelles, ostriches, flamingos, elephants, cheetahs. So you have a game reserve here. I believe this is the biggest fish in the world, the biggest shark. Sharks are fish, aren't they? We have the whale shark there. African lion there, the black rhinoceros, the hippo, the buffalo. So all the animals that you associate with Africa pretty much can be found in Tanzania. Dodoma is the capital. There is the flag. Some main languages, English and Swahili. Just be careful if you are on the savannah for these guys, and these guys of course. They'll spot you before you spot them, they'll smell you before you smell them, and they'll hear you before you hear them. Termite mound there. The cattle here, tobacco plant there. The horrible tsetse fly there. Some famous buildings there. Oh, and we have Mount Kilimanjaro there. The very large Lake Victoria in the north. Right, so we've just hit the 30-minute mark. So So we'll make this our last country, and then in part 3 we have all these areas to cover, including Australia and Oceania and South America. There's Chile. Back to Namibia. Lots of languages spoken here. A population of just 2 million. What else do we have? We have the Kalahari Desert here. Large mountain range running from north to south on the west coast there. You'll find geckos, sheep, cattle grazing there. You'll find orcas to the west here, the pygmy sperm whale, anchovies, the pilotfish, and the hake there. Capital is Windhoek there, and another national park to the north there, which is nice to see. And we have the other items there to the east. Sandboarding. What else do we have? We have the black mamba here, the ostriches. Women and children of the Himba people there. And of course your famous African animals there. Thank you, Gojo. So next time I will show this country just so we have a reminder of where we are starting next time. South Africa. I believe somebody in the comments said they were from South Africa. So this is where we will start our next journey. So thank you for watching. See you next time.